In our stories from Parliament, Finance Minister Dr. Forson has officially abolished the COVID-19 levy as part of the 2026 budget aimed at boosting household income, supporting businesses and driving economic transformation. Presenting the budget on Thursday, November 13, under the theme Resetting for Growth, Jobs and Economic Transformation, Dr. Forson announced a series of VAT reforms designed to ease the tax burden on individuals and businesses. He further noted that the effective VAT rate will be reduced from 21.9% to 20%. The VAT registration threshold increased from 200,000 Ghana cedis to 750,000 Ghana cedis, and VAT zero rating on locally manufactured textiles extended to 2028. The Finance Minister explained that abolishing the COVID-19 levy alone will return 3.7 billion Ghana cedis to individuals and businesses, while the broader VAT reforms are expected to benefit households and enterprises by nearly 6 billion Ghana cedis. Dr. Forson expressed confidence that these measures would stimulate economic activity, promote private sector growth, and provide much-needed relief to Ghanaians grappling with a high cost of living. Let's go over the phone lines now and speak to our correspondent, our parliamentary correspondent, Ni Ayikwe Okan, to gauge the reaction of members in the House after the presentation of the budget. Ayikwe, good evening and welcome to the Channel One newsroom. How are you doing?
Good evening, and I'm doing fine. What about you?
I'm very well, thank you. It's been a very long day in Parliament. Tell us about the reactions, especially from the minority side, after the presentation of the budget.
Well, so as it stands now, the Finance Minister, Dr. Forson, has presented the 2026 budget statement to Parliament. And we had cheerings from both sides of the House, the majority and minority caucuses, to the extent that the Speaker had no option than to walk out from his seat. So the cheering was ongoing despite cautions from the Speaker, Alban Bagbin. So he had no option than to vacate his seat and leave the members of Parliament on the floor to keep cheering on the Finance Minister. That's those from the majority side, whilst those from the minority side also raised placards to the effect that the government is failing in its fight against illegal mining activities. As it stands now, that is currently what is going on the floor of Parliament. But let me give you some highlights of what the Finance Minister, Dr. Forson, has been presenting to Parliament. What he stated is that the government intends to abolish the COVID-19 levy, and this is expected to generate about 3.7 billion Ghana cedis to Ghanaians. This will inure to the benefit of individuals as well as businesses. The government also announced the allocation of 400 million Ghana cedis as seed capital for the Women's Development Bank. Now, 500 million Ghana cedis was also announced as the allocation for the victims of the Akosombo Dam spillage. He indicated that 800,000 new jobs are expected to be created with the introduction or with the rollout of the 2026 budget. What the Finance Minister stated also is that 150 million Ghana cedis has been allocated to the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, that's the NIMOS, to enhance their operations to fight the menace of illegal mining, popularly known as galamsey, in the country. 110 million Ghana cedis has also been allocated for the government's 24-hour economy. So we are expecting that from the year 2026, the 24-hour economy would be financed with 110 million Ghana cedis. Government has also announced that it will complete 10 Agenda 111 hospitals in the year 2026. What the Finance Minister stated also is that the President has directed all public schools to ensure the purchase of rice, maize, chicken, eggs that are also produced locally as part of efforts to deal with the food glut and also ensure that we boost local production. So these are some of the major highlights on the floor of Parliament today from the budget statements presented by the Finance Minister, Dr. Forson. Joining me here is the Member of Parliament for Garu, Dr. Thomas Anaba. I would want to engage him briefly on what he also picked from the budget presented by the Finance Minister. Thanks for joining us on the Channel One newsroom, Doc.
Thank you very much, and good evening to you, and good evening to your cherished listeners and viewers. This very beautiful evening after the budget statement read by this able Honorable Member of Parliament and then Minister for Finance, delivering a solid budget for the good people of Ghana.
What makes it so solid?
It's so solid because you are seeing that just in some few sectors we are going to create thousands of jobs. That is very important. You have also heard that he's going to take away some taxes that will put money back into people's pockets. He has also told us that they are going to work to stabilize the STD and reduce inflation. That would give value to people's monies in their pockets. That's another achievement. He has told us that he is going to cancel the COVID levy, which everybody was expecting to be cancelled. After all, COVID is gone. Why do we keep that levy? And that levy is going to put money back into the pockets of people. These are some of the things that I think is very enticing to listen. We have also heard about 10 kilometers of route to 160 districts, meaning that several kilometers of road are going to be constructed to agricultural zones and industrial zones, making it very easy for farmers to transport their goods to the market for us to buy. That will bring inflation of food products very low. That is going to help Ghanaians as well. So I think that these are some of the basic things that he has mentioned that I think that were new to the benefit of Ghanaians. He has mentioned the establishment, money being dedicated for the establishment of farm mechanized centers. That is going to bring tractors, farm implements, so that farmers can acquire them, farm, and then produce more food. If food is in abundance in the country and we are able to make the prices go low, salaries would have value. Money in our pockets would have value because food inflation would go down, and in that way, at least Ghanaians will be happy enough to eat very good food at a very affordable price. So I think that these are some of the things that is making the budget so solid. He has spoken of schools. They are going to complete senior high schools that were abandoned. They are going to build 200 more schools. They are going to build even quarters for teachers and head teachers, and then the rest, build toilet facilities for schools. All these are solid information. And the big push, you've heard it, the big push. Now traveling to Kumasi is going to be luxury if we are able to do this, and I think the government is bent in doing it. John Mahama, the infrastructure champion, is ensuring that he leaves a true legacy in his last 4 years to ensure that Ghanaians will remember him forever. That is one of the biggest points that I think that if really executed and the way they plan it, we'll never forget about His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. So you heard the Garu MP, Dr. Thomas Anaba, sharing highlights with us on the 2026 budget. I also have with me here Dr. Stephen Amwa, MP for Nshaiso and former Deputy Finance Minister. Doc, thanks for joining us on the ChannelOne News.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure you've heard some good news today from the budget.
Not at all.
Why?
But you heard yourself. They couldn't even emphasize one achievement that they've made out of discretionary policy. What I mean is that I don't even blame them too much because they are still at the embryonic stage. New government, they are now doing a whole lot of reconfiguration, vetting, and realignment. So they haven't done much.
Even the stability of the city.
But it's not, they haven't done anything about stability of the city. What have they done about it? Did they tell you any policy that led to the stability of the city? It just came from last quarter 2024. Honestly speaking, what have they done? I'm asking you. It was the MPP government. One of the reasons majorly was the fact that we domesticated cocoa syndication. By January, we had gotten about 1 billion, in fact, over $1 billion in our account. It's never happened before. December, we had over $500 million. I am talking about dollars, over 1 billion. Aside that, we had gone through very successful and peaceful elections. So the confidence of the market. Thirdly, all the primary macro indicators that impact our exchange rate, primary balance, GDP and co, last quarter, they were even outperforming 2016. So investors had gotten confidence in our government. Don't forget that the 3 major approvals we had done to both staff and then the board, executive board level. And even the 3rd one, we had done the staff level. So everything that we are enjoying today is as a result of what we did 2024. It's a fact. I'm not saying NDC government, they haven't done anything. No. Because they are yet to. Big push. What have they done? 24-hour economy. What have they done? They can't pinpoint one area from the discretionary spending arm of the budget, apart from the statutory. So they haven't done anything.
Now, your side of
Let me explain this thing to you. Our market economy is the defensive type. When we say a market economy is defensive type, about 90% is made up of SMEs. And then risk index, the systematic risk index is far less than 1. So when the economy moves forward 10%, it impacts the people or the market slowly. So even when we restored the economy last quarter, it impact exactly, and this is a fact. Unless those who do not understand those areas. And you can't say NDC government is not doing well, because first year of any new government, you don't do much. What is happening today economically is MPP's government. I was expecting them to give us hope with respect to how they are managing their fiscal policy and the relevant elements of our fiscal policy. One, that's sustainability. They have not done anything. They are enjoying what they actually inherited. Two, revenue generation. We are running what I describe as negative effective tax rate economy. What it means is that money is generated every year in our country. If we divide them among the households, amount that each house will get is far less than the amount that each house will get if we divide the expenditure. So we are always running a deficit economy. So if because of politics, because of political capital, you start withdrawing and reducing taxes for people to say, hey, not thinking about stability and the resilience of our economy. Is that how you manage economy? Ghanaians don't know what they are doing. They are simply taking us back.
Thank you so much for your time.
It's a pleasure.
So that's Dr. Stephen Amoah, MP for Nshaiso and former Deputy Finance Minister, also sharing with us his perspectives on the 2026 budget that was delivered a few minutes ago by the Finance Minister, Dr. Cassiel at Forson, on the floor of Parliament. Back to you in the studio, Eno.
Thank you very much, Ni Ayikwe Okan, our parliamentary correspondent. And now let's still stay on the budget, because the Finance Minister did mention that the COVID-19 levy had been abolished.
Mr. Speaker, we will abolish the decoupling of Get Fund and National Health Insurance levies from the VAT tax base. Mr. Speaker, we will abolish VAT on recognizance and prospecting of minerals. Mr. Speaker, we will reduce the effective VAT rate from 21.9 to 20%. Mr. Speaker, we will raise the VAT registration threshold from 200,000 to 750,000 cedis. Mr. Speaker, we will extend VAT zero rating on the supply of local manufacturing textiles to 2028. Mr. Speaker, for emphasis, we promise to abolish the COVID-19 levy. With the support of this House, Mr. Speaker, I'm proud to say that I'm happy to announce that today, COVID-19 levy is accordingly abolished. Mr. Speaker, by abolishing the COVID-19 levy, government is putting 3.7 billion Ghana cedis in the pockets of individuals and businesses in 2026. Mr. Speaker, these reforms will also reduce the cost of doing business by 5% as a result of subjecting Get Fund and NHIL levies to input-output deductibility for businesses, Mr. Speaker. When this administration took office, Ghana's energy sector was saddled with about $1.4 billion United States dollars in debt to independent power producers, a ticking fiscal bomb, I call it. Mr. Speaker, today, that burden has been lessened. We have renegotiated all power purchase agreements led by Ghanaian experts at no cost to the state, saving over $250 million and restructuring 1.1 billion Ghana cedis over a four-year period. Mr. Speaker, government is now fully current on payment, clearing $300 million United States dollars in 2025 year to date, and allocating $345 million United States dollars for 2026. Mr. Speaker, for the first time, we are not accruing new arrests in energy sector. Solar tariffs, projects like BXC and Mineji have dropped from 18 to 6.5 cents per kilowatt hour, cutting costs and expanding access. Mr. Speaker, this was achieved as part of the renegotiation. Mr. Speaker, the Electricity Company of Ghana revenues has risen almost 90% from 900 million to 1.7 billion Ghana cedis per month, thanks to better enforcement of the cash waterfall mechanism. Mr. Speaker, I repeat, ECG's revenue has improved by almost 90% per month, from 900 Ghana cedis per month to 1.7 billion Ghana cedis per calendar month.